Welcome to another quick review from Ultimate DIYer. Today, guys, we are going to take a look at an awesome dash cam. And not just any dash cam, we are going to look at the new REDTIGER 3-channel dash cam that is going to give us full 4K video in front of our vehicle. Inside the cabin, it's going to give us HD, and behind the vehicle, it's going to give us HD. So, let's go ahead and do a quick unboxing, see what we actually get, and then let's get out, get it installed, and let's go see if we can get a little footage and see how this thing actually works. So let's do that. The kit itself is going to come in a nice box like this. This is going to be your cam. Very nice little unit, compact. It's going to have a camera in the very front. Has a camera in the back right here, and you're going to get a third camera because it is 3-channel right here with a long cord. Now this cord, I wrote down the length just to make sure I get it right. It's 21.3 feet. So you have a lot of cord here. Now I want to point out, if you're using something like a travel trailer or anything like that, they have an extension cord that you can also buy to put in the middle of this, which will give you another 33 feet. So you can get a long ways back if you need to put the rear camera further back because of say a trailer. I pull a trailer a lot, so I would like to have the camera on the back of my trailer. Now what else you're going to get? You're going to get this really cool little tool which helps to actually tuck these wires. So when you're running the wires, that's what kind of scares people the most. When they see these things, you're like, man, I don't want all these nasty wires hanging all over the place in my car. My car's new, it looks great. I don't want this big mess. Well, you're not really going to have that mess because we are going to install the wires to where they kind of tuck in your trim as it goes around. So you will use this little tool to tuck it in so that you're not going to see all of these wires. You're going to have the little clip here which is going to clip onto your unit to hold it up against the windshield. They're using a very good heavy-duty tape here. You'll peel back. You have some little plastic sheets that you put on your glass first so that it sticks very well and it's not going to go anywhere. You have some special little clips also to be able to clip the rear camera, and this is going to be your power supply. This is going to plug into just the traditional 12-volt power supply in a car, and you have an adapter in it where you can even use this as a secondary power supply for something else, which is kind of a nice feature as well. You're also going to get a couple of manuals, and in the manuals they have some QR codes which you can scan, which will take you directly to installation videos and download the REDTIGER app. And that app is awesome because you are able to actually see real-time footage. You're able to see the GPS footage to where you can see where you've traveled. It's got a lot of really cool things in that app. So you're definitely going to want that app, and we're going to set that up as well on our install. So one of the main reasons I chose this one, guys, is it has a 3-channel capability, meaning that it can record the front of the vehicle, inside the cab, and the back of the vehicle. You have a very nice 3-inch screen to be able to see what's actually being recorded. So if you're driving at night, this has 4 infrared lights in it to help you with night vision. This also functions with 5G, Wi-Fi, and GPS. When you're talking about memory in these, some of these units are going to have memory built in. Some of them have memory built in and you can do a flash. This unit is going to have just a flash, and it comes with the card already installed, and it's going to be 64 gig, but you can upgrade that to 512 gig. Now the cords they give you are extremely long. When it comes to the rear camera, they're going to give you a 21-foot cord to get to the back of whatever vehicle it is that you have, and that includes the going around and tucking and working it in. That's why it's so long. But if you're like I am, I'm going to be pulling a trailer a lot, so I want to be able to put my rear camera at the back of my trailer. They do have a extension cord that you can purchase through the REDTIGER store. So let's talk about the parking mode for a brief second here. The parking mode is a really nice function on this camera. And what it's going to do is if somebody backs into your car, it's going to kick on. If somebody breaks into your car, it's going to kick on. It has a slow motion function. It has a lot of really cool things. Now, we're not going to install that today. We are going to install the basic unit, and we're going to kind of test it and see how it works. So just keep in mind, guys, with the parking lot mode, you have to upgrade to a hardwire kit. The GPS can come in handy to actually see what routes you've driven, and you can download and see those routes through their apps. And it also helps if there's an accident, because that way you can actually verify the speed you were going, where you were going, and everything else through GPS, because it is going to be recorded in your cam. So the unit also has a super capacitor in it, which allows it to record in very extreme conditions. If it's really hot outside, up to 158 degrees, it will still record. If it's really cold, down to -4, it will record that way as well. The front camera will record at a 150-degree angle. Inside the cab, it's 160, and the back of the vehicle is going to be 155. So overall, guys, there's a ton of functions. I just barely scratched the surface there. I just wanted to give you a few highlights. Let's go ahead and let's get out to the truck and let's get this thing installed. Now, there's a couple things you got to do before you start running the lines. Very first thing you're going to do is take and plug in the power. You're going to see the blue light come on here, and make sure that you hit the red button underneath. It's going to power on. Make sure the unit is actually working. You'll hear it click. The big mistake you can make is start installing wiring, get everything kind of ready to rock and roll, and then you find out you have a problem with the camera. So the camera is actually working, guys. You can see it's got a nice picture. You have inside, you have outside. We do not have the rear camera mounted yet. And you're going to take the end and you're going to plug it in up here at the top, like so. There we go. And now you should have a rear camera here as well. So once you've tested all the cameras, guys, and you are sure they're working, now is the time to figure out where you're going to want to put your camera itself. So you're going to take a rag, kind of clean everything off, and then take and install the electrostatic sticker first, and then this is going to go on top of it. It looks pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and try and pull this off and try it one more time. Let's hope we get her just right. Want to even it, and boom. There we go. Much better. Now it's going to be a matter of starting to run this up and tuck it in, and how much room we want to leave, and that is where our little tool is going to come in handy. Okay, guys, looking at the rear camera, it has a ton of cord. So you probably wouldn't want to start by mounting it and work your way forward. You're probably going to want to start forward at the camera, work your way back, and then they give you a little Velcro piece. Get it back around the back of your seat, Velcro that together. What you're not going to need, just leave enough to get it over to where you want the camera mounted. I think that makes the most sense. So we're going to jump back to the front and start working our way backwards to the back. So let's do that. Now, the other thing that you're going to have to do is you are going to have to go on to your cell phone and download the app. Now, there is a QR code in one of the manuals, which will, you just hit the QR code, you can install the app, you'll go in and you'll open it up. You're going to have one that is called REDTIGER, like this one right here. You're going to hit it. It's going to go through a setup, and you're going to actually be able to install the camera. It's pretty simple, just follow the steps. Keep in mind that this camera is working off Wi-Fi, not Bluetooth. A lot of people will get confused there and think they're supposed to be hooking up Bluetooth. Go to your Wi-Fi settings and it'll walk you through step by step. It's very simple. The one thing that is a little tricky on this, they have another QR code which is for an older camera that they had, that the buttons are in a different place. So when you're looking at this and you're trying to figure out how to put it into Wi-Fi mode, this is the bottom of the camera with your buttons. Your one over here in red will power it up. The one right next to it is kind of your menu button. You'll hold that for about 3 seconds and it will throw it into the finding mode so that it can actually find it. I used to call it Bluetooth mode because it usually that's what you do for Bluetooth, but this will be a Wi-Fi mode. And it will be able to find it then. You'll go onto your phone, click yes, come back, and you're ready to rock and roll. It'll connect, and then you can actually use the app. So you're going to want to do that as well. Okay guys, there you go, and it is working. I can see the rear, I can see myself here, and I can see the front. Now I may need to adjust the rear camera a little. It does tilt, so I'm going to play with that, and we are going to go ahead in a second and take this thing out for a drive and see how it works, and then we'll try to load it onto the computer. Okay guys, you will go in actually on your app, you can select all the files. They're going to have them in a lot of small files, and then you can hit all and download them all, and now they are downloading. So I'm going to just let that download, and then we will go in and hook it up to the actual computer. Guys, you not only want to get the REDTIGER app for your phone, but you're also going to want to download the proprietary video player that they have as well. It's going to make it a lot easier to view your footage. The video player packs a ton of features. You're going to notice that it uses the GPS, and it will literally track, if you look over at the right in the red, where you've actually driven. It also tracks on the far left down at the bottom what your speed is. You have the options of a single viewer, a double viewer, and even a triple viewer. I'm fixing to change to a triple right now, and then I'm going to actually make it into a larger triple. You can change the sizes so that you can actually see things a little bit better. When you're on the triple, you're going to see what you were filming behind you, what's in front of you, and inside of the cab all at the same time, and you can watch each one of those individually as well. Okay, it is a wrap. It's actually been wrapped for about a week now. I've driven around with the dash cam installed, making sure that I did not miss anything in the beginning of the video. And to be totally honest, guys, we covered pretty much everything. This unit does exactly what it says it's going to do. It's got crystal clear video. I love the proprietary video player so that I can go back and look and see where I have driven through the GPS unit. I know the speeds that I was driving, and I have 3 different points of view on video footage, which is really awesome. So there's just so many things on this that makes it a great dash cam system. So if you're looking for a great dash cam system, guys, I don't think you would go wrong with this one. Be sure you check out my link in the description, and we will see you guys on the next review.